Let's turn our attention back to Liverpool. I got an interesting social media comment here from Fazri. King, I want to get your take on this first. He tweeted an expletive, which I'm not going to read out, but then he said, what's wrong with Liverpool? Team needs major changes in the summer. That's a big statement to make, considering this side just won the Premier League. They are the incumbent champions as we speak. But do you think Liverpool need major changes? Or is it because of the injury crisis they've had? And the major changes would be those players coming back next season fully fit and ready to go.
No, I think they do need a couple. I think they probably need two or three players to strengthen the team. Obviously, the players coming back will make them a lot stronger. There's no doubt about that. And obviously, missing Van Dijk and Gomez is their two main central defenders. To lose those, any team would be struggling to lose their two main central defenders. But I just think that after a certain period of time, that the team does need to be freshened up. It does need to evolve in something new. Maybe teams are working out how Liverpool play now. For 3 years, they've been absolutely outstanding. I think if you look at every team over how a club goes through cycles of players, then players do move on. And I think that's probably going to be the case at Liverpool this summer. And it may be one where we're surprised. I know we've spoken on here before about Salah maybe moving on and replacing him with someone younger.
Jota.
Where they bring another midfielder as well. Yeah, Jota, but again, was injured. But whether they want to go for that top level, I don't know their financial situation or anything like that. But I certainly think there'll be 3 or 4 players who come in for Liverpool who then will go into the 11, not just players they brought in like Minamino, who's now on loan, or Shaqiri, who's come in recent years and not really played. I think they'll certainly go for 2 or 3 who will go straight into the 11 and try and make that team that much stronger to go again.
JMO, your take on this? Because they do have a very lengthy injury list. Now, Keita's expected back not too far away from recovery. Jota, within the next 2 weeks. I know he had a recent setback for his comeback plans, but the defence, we don't need to go into detail about that. It's been talked to death. How many changes do Liverpool Football Club need?
Interestingly, the Salah debate goes on, and if anything, him scoring today will only help Liverpool with regards to if it became a situation where he could be bought. That he's still a proven goal scorer. In answer to the question, King, I think Liverpool, I'm trying to think of the mathematics here. There's probably 1, maybe 2 clubs in the Premier League who can actually afford to buy players. And more importantly, when you look around Europe and the likely clubs to actually sign a player from, especially a side like Liverpool, there's not that many clubs who can actually afford to buy someone like Mo Salah. So I think there's going to be a lot of chess played in the transfer window to try and create deals. And I think this was one of the lowest years, wasn't it, for in recent years for the January transfer window, because the pandemic has hit football as it's hit just about every other sector. How many players do they need? I'm a big fan, and this is one of the things I celebrated with Jurgen Klopp's signing, that Jurgen didn't sign anyone in the first transfer window. He trained his players. We talk about Brendan Rodgers. Well, a lot of the players that Brendan Rodgers brought in were being vilified by the media and Liverpool fans until Jurgen Klopp signed. And then Jurgen Klopp turned them into great players, the likes of Adam Lallana, the likes of Origi, Firmino even. These are players that Liverpool fans, if I remember rightly, weren't too happy with the signing. The recruitment team at Liverpool were getting vilified as well for signing these players. And Jurgen basically coached them into what we expected them to be, which was top-class players. If Liverpool revert back to that, if they get their training sorted out, and as I said before the game, I was enthused that they were going to do some training and look like a better side. And for 70 or 67 minutes, they did. A couple of mistakes and it's all over. So the idea of having to buy your way out of trouble, I don't agree with. Yes, they're predictable. Maybe the injuries have made them more predictable because the likes of Salah, the likes of Mane at times, they've been the go-to men because they've been the fit ones up front. So it's more about what they do in the training field, I think, more than the transfer market.
Yeah, they'll probably be looking at Manchester City and seeing how they rebuilt themselves after failing with their title defence last season. Very similar, with lots of injuries. Remember, Fernandinho had to play at centre-back at some stages. Perhaps they'll take heart in that and learn from what the citizens have done. We have to wrap it in 1 minute, but Andy, I'm going to ask you a question here. Was it harder to be the title defenders than to win the title? Yes or no? We really don't have too much time.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Of course it was. The year we won it, nobody was expecting anything. The year after you've won it, you go to every ground wanting to be beat, people wanting to beat you, you're a banana skin and stuff like that. So 100% it was hard, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to maybe put things in perspective, put myself in the mindset of a football player at somewhere like Liverpool, who are the incumbent champions. But, gentlemen, we really have to wrap up.
So, just to,
yes.
Okay, go on.
No,
I was going to say, just obviously, as a Liverpool player, they should be expecting that. So I don't think that's they're of a team who should be winning games. It wasn't like Leicester where we were probably winning games the year we won it where we weren't expected to. Go into Man City winning, go into Chelsea getting points, Manchester United getting points. That was always going to go back to the norm in terms of we would probably go to those places and lose or draw where we'd won in previous years. I think if you're a Liverpool player or Liverpool as a club, you're still expected to go to Leicester, and when you're still expected to go to wherever you go and win the game. I think that's where it's been different for them and why obviously they've been coming under so much scrutiny for it this season.
Yeah, and
totally agree.
It comes back to the point which Gemma made early on, expectations at different clubs.